Okay, top line, Kuf Nun Vav.
Okay.
We're talking about the effect of the makif on world and on pnimi. Ach lamato. However, lamato, how is this makif reflect itself here below? Harei zebo b'chinas emunah. It comes in an emunah, the emunah aspect.
So what comes? What makif shows us? Got it.
The effect of the makif, the matter is the inner of emunah. It's explained elsewhere that that the strength and the power, the insistence, so to speak, Teikem means the forward strength, the unwavering emunah pshuta that there is in Neshamas Yisrael. And it's emunah pshuta that we discussed already yesterday briefly. Pshuta means there are no bases identified for the emunah. It was called simple. The principle of simplicity is relating to the fundamental truth itself, without any qualifiers. The way it is from the creation itself. It's called the emunah pshuta. So the toike of emunah pshuta b'shamas Yisrael, he who is, that strength is mishum de mazle chozik, because there is the element of mazle chozik, that the mazle of the neshama sees the truth itself. And that's why it's emunah pshuta. We'll discuss in a moment, shaharei horeya amitis hadoba, since he sees the truth of the thing. He sees the truth of the truth. Therefore, he does not need any kind of convincing aspect, any kind of justifications, because he sees the reality itself. So we already started yesterday. I want to compliment when you started them. Reya mitus hadober is not merely that he sees that I see it, and therefore what I see is real because I'm seeing it. Reya mitus hadober means much more profound. He sees what he sees, and he sees that this which I see is due to the fact that this is the truth. It's not just true, it's true that I see it, but the reason I see it is because it's the truth. It says the truth of the thing. The fundamental truth. The reason I see it is because it is true. This is the meaning from Re'iyah. We discussed this already in the past, and I pointed out many times that this is the greatness of Re'iyah, of sight. That sight does not see things because of any kind of objective justification. It sees that which just because there is to see. Because it is there. Yesh lema. Now there's further to be said over here. The shoyl is emunah who, that the shoyl, the root of the emunah. We already discussed the principle of shoyl.
See, hang up. Okay. You didn't touch it.
Come on, guys, what's going on over here? See? Shoresh emunah pshuto. The meaning of shoresh means, as we discussed already before, where this comes from. What is the root? Meaning, what permits it to be? Emunah pshuto. As we shall see, that sitting alone is not enough. It is yet higher than the aspect of Masla. Masla means the source of the Neshama, where the Neshama comes from. The godly aspect of that brings the Neshama out. The Shoresh Emunah is even higher than that. Why do we say that? Sheharei, since that, Bereiyo, in sight, Yesh Gam Ken Chiluke Madregis. Inside, there is also different Madregis. Ukmei Shekosi B'Mokem Acher. As you already started here a moment ago, there is the inner of sight, of seeing something because it's in my line of vision. And there's inner of sight. I see something because it represents the fundamental truth. I cannot but see it. That's a completely different level of sight. That sight connects you to the source itself. So since we just said that in sight there are different madrigas, therefore it follows. The Kmei came that likewise, Gam behod the Mazal Chozi. Therefore, in the aspect that we said the Mazal Chozi, that the Mazal of the Neshama sees the truth of Alakus, Yesh Yiluki madrigas. The different madrigas. Because if something comes to the process of sighting, sight has different madrigas. And therefore, if it has different madrigas, each madriga has a different effect, different level of effect. Masha in kin ho emunah. And then, however, emunah is different. Emunah is not in that category that is effectuated by sight. How do we know that? Because we see Harihu B'Sholem, Harihu B'Kulam B'Sholem. Emunah is equal by all. Since it's equal by all, it cannot be the result of sight, because sight is not equal by all.
Equal by what?
By all people, by all neshamas. Emunah is Mekulam Mashal. Lefi, because Shenim Shach Memadrego Elina Yeser. Because Emunah is drawn from even a higher madrega than Riyah. This is why Emunah is implanted in every neshama absolutely equally. There is not the participation of any neshama faculties that brings about Emunah. Even sight is also a faculty in this context. Therefore, if you say that Emunah is equal by all, for all neshamas, it follows that emunah is representing a higher madriga than that which is related, which is identified by sight. We already discussed this principle various, and just want to quickly alert. Sight is an action, is a faculty. So even though it is a faculty that comes without effort, effortless, like we said many times, since it's effortless, therefore that means that your koyach is not involved in what you see. You see what there is to see. Nonetheless, there is this element that sight, that was mentioned here, maybe mentioned all the way back. Sight is also a function because you can close your eyes and not see. Therefore, when you see, you're not seeing an absolute reality that it cannot be there in front of you. It cannot but be there in front of you. You don't see that because you see that which sight brings to light. Even though the sight is a very pure presentation, it's still not what's called the absolute element that does not have multiple states of presence and non-presence. Sight does have these multiple states. As we say in sight, however you describe sight, still there is an interaction between the seer and the object that's being seen. This interaction is an intermediate state, intermediary. Therefore, it is not the absolute reality itself. Something brings it to your attention. Therefore, emunah, which has no variations, must be coming and implanted in the neshama from even a higher madriga than that which can be described as sight. Seeing the truth. Okay. So we have 5 lines from the top. Because emunah is drawn from even a higher madriga than sight. And from this madriga is where comes koyach kiddush Hashem, the koyach for kiddush Hashem. Sheyesh b'Yisrael, that is present by you. Kiddush Hashem, everybody knows what that means. Rahman al never be tested by it. Kiddush Hashem means to stand up and relinquish your life for the sanctification of Hashem's name, for the substantiation of Hashem's presence. If they want somebody, a guy wants you to deny Hashem, you're ready to give your life and say, no, I insist that and he is here. Because and this union of something Kiddush Hashem clearly goes beyond any kind of experience that a person has. Because experience means that he is giving up something. I was able to see, and I'm giving up the ability to see. Kiddush Hashem means that one thing with the sinful locus. This is where the Koyach HaKiddush Hashem comes. A madrega higher than anything that is related, that is identified by any faculty, by any kind of experience. Which means it is higher than the union of sight. Okay, the line begins with Yisrael, which is the sixth line. V'gam bechinas hu emunah musteres. So too, the bechina, the aspect of emunah, of avon musteres, the subtle and the concealed avon, that is sheyesh b'cholacha b'yachad, that is present by every yin, behelam. Behelam means in a concealed level. Nikolu v'hidobik. He has an ahava. Ahava means a draw, a desire, in love, and he has it behelam. And what is the expression of this ahava? Nikolu v'hidobik. He is a drawn. He wants to be nichlal, included, and to be connected to Alakus. This ahava mesoteres. This is an inherent ahava in every kolecha v'yechad, in every Jewish soul. What is this ahava engendered? What does it tell you? What does it speak about? It speaks about, as we already said many times, the fundamental connection, union between the neshama and the Alakus. And thus, that ahava is there inherent in the neshama. It is not there as a result of any kind of experience. This is inherent in the neshama itself. This is the essence of the neshama. It's a shoyrish. The essence of the neshama that is in a constant state of a draw to be included, incorporated in the Alakus. Where is this kind of ahava, this kind of draw come from? This is imbued in the neshama from above, from a godly source, but even a higher source than the union of Muslim. This is from a source which is higher than the source of the neshama. It is from the source of godliness itself, God Himself. The reason this is behelam, it is concealed, is that there are no qualities in this draw. There is not an identifiable element. What are you drawn to? There is nothing to be defined there. Thus, there is nothing to express and to reveal.
Draw. This word draw is a stand-in for emunah here?
It is the source in emunah. It's understanding what they say. He has abo and very go for Kiddush Hashem because of the emunah. Abo Mesoteres is also based, is also an expression of that emunah.
Mm.
Why does he have this ahavan soteret? And he is a constant stand of a draw, so to speak, under wraps, and subtle ahava. Not the ahava that comes forth and he reflects on it and he identifies. It's just a constant reality. Because of this innate, essential connection and union that way he is. Al Mustafa.
Is there a decent English word for mazal? Mazle chaze? What do we mean by mazal?
The only way we can say the word mazal is the source.
Okay.
But there are different aspects of the source. If you have a waterfall, the waterfall is sourced in the lake that's on top of the mountain. This is where the water comes from. When the lake overflows, the water overflows. The way the water is in the lake itself, it is inactive. Doesn't say anything. When the water begins to overflow and to show its power and its activity, this is where it shows its power. This is called masa. This is what engenders the power in the neshama. It is the overflow aspect of the neshama, of the connection to the Lakus, of the Lakus presence in the neshama. Because it's the overflow, which means it's an active expression of that reality. Not a passive expression of that reality, the way it is in the lake, but an active expression of that reality. This is called masa. This mazel engenders a powerful ahava in the neshama to that which this flow presents. Where does the overflow come from? The source of Lakus. And therefore this is the model. This is what gives it. Says, I saw the truth. I see the truth itself. And this is what creates this ahava. So, till now we were saying that this ahava and this emunah is coming from the mazel. Like we said, from the flow of the oil. However, if it were that source is similar to the infant ear side because there's a flow, there's an active process. The Rebbe says if that were the case, then there would be a difference between one emunah and other emunah. Just as in our moshel of the overflow of the lake, it could be a strong flow and a narrow flow and a passive flow. There can be all kinds of different levels of flow. So therefore, there will be a difference in the emunah, in that which it engenders. But we know that emunah, that it has no distinction between one person and another. Emunah is equal in all neshamas. If it's equal in all neshamas, it cannot be the result of some kind of active effect. Because an active effect, there is different levels of activity, different forms of activity. Therefore, we say emunah is equal by all, because, as I said, the Rebbe says, Nimshach madrega AYIN is because it's drawn from a higher madrega than even nasal. From this comes the koyach of Kiddush Hashem shel Yisrael. He is one thing with the Likud, period. Therefore, he is ready to Okay, I'm repeating the line that begins with the Yisrael. This seventh line from Begam bechinas o'ava musteres. So too, the aspect of Abba Mesoteres. Bechinas o'ava because Abba Mesoteres is very difficult to define. It's an aspect of Abba, an aspect of a draw that is concealed. It is under wraps. It is an under. It is a subtle effect that we don't even know, that we're not even aware of its presence. It's called Abba Mesoteres. Sheyesh b'kol echad v'yechad b'helem, that's present by every individual Eid, b'helem, in a helem state, because it's not an active thing. And the draw is to be included in Likud and to cleave to Likud. Is also drawn, is also the result of this higher element that is higher than sight. Which means it does not come to any kind of a functional aspect of an act. It is an essential reality in the neshama. Al-Zeh, regarding this, Abba Musteres. Yesh bechira b'kolecha miYisrael. This is where we say that there is the bechira, the ability to choose and to effectuate. Every Yid has the ability to choose this element. What is it choosing? The Abba Mesoteres is there by virtue of what was given to him. But he has a bechira lehitzia b'yizgalos mehastir, to bring forth this Abba from a stira, from a concealed, from a subtle and under-wrapped, I can't think of the word as
undercover status.
No, more than that. It's something
Concealed.
Something happening without unawares.
Subconscious.
Yeah, well, it's happening in a concealed manner. involuntarily. It is happening because this is there. Not because he, in any way, relates to it. And draws and seeks it. So the Abba Mesoteres. And he has the Bechira. Every Yid has the Bechira. The free access, the free choice to bring forth Lehitzio, to bring forth this Abba, his galus, that he should come to bring it forth, his galus mehastira, from the concealed state. A Yid is able to bring forth this Abba, this subtle aspect of the Abba, from being in a concealed state, in an unidentifiable state, and to bring it forth to Megillah. Sheyoyer. What happens if it's Bizgalus? Bizgalus happens this Sheyoyer, that they should shine, which means it should be recognizable. Gam besichloi umoichoi uberiboy. This Abba should reflect itself also in his seichel, and in his moyach, and in his heart. These are three madreges. Just quickly. Seichel and moyach and lev are three madreges, one below the other. Seichel is the koyach seichel, the way it is in nefesh. Moyach is the first recipient of seichel, the most sensitive part in the human being. Then it comes into the heart, which is actually an experience of life. He is able to bring this Abba, which is Abba Musteres, an unidentifiable aspect. But it is there. It is knowing at him, it creates a desire, and is able to bring it that it should be yoyer. It should be identified in his seichel, and in his moyach, and even in his heart. This is a bechira that was given to a Yid. The whole.
Rabbi PALTIEL?
Let me finish the sentence. The whole, and this is bechinas kalo. This is what's called the bechina of kalo, the aspect of kalo. As we already mentioned before, that's why I don't want to interrupt. It's still going to be discussed, but this is the bechina of kalo that Yid, the geometry are called kalo. Because as we're going to see in there, it said kalo means that it is in a state of giving itself up, of not being an entity unto itself. Yes, Baruch.
You went through this rather quickly. Sheyor gam besichloi umoichai v'libai. So sichloi is higher than moichai?
Right.
But you're saying, often you say, the seichel is much higher than any sort of conscious thought. Is that the idea?
I didn't want to go into this, but I think it's obvious. Seichel means a koyach ha-seichel from the nefesh. Moyach is the brain that receives the seichel.
Okay, fine, that's enough.
He is able, he has the bechira, he has the capability of bringing forth this Abba Musteres. I'm going to find the word that I'm looking for. Yitzhak, you read with the words. Are you sleeping?
No.
What Musteres? I want to have a proper word for Musteres.
Musteres.
Muster and other. I was struggling looking
It's
for,
like-
for the proper word for this.
It's
Isn't this the same thing as what we said earlier about Leifa Morgush?
Yeah. Ava Musteres means there's an undercurrent below the surface of an Ava, and it is just flowing there without disturbing anything on the surface.
it's called subliminal.